Midwestern movie reviewer here with another movie review. I recently saw Boy Kills World in theaters. This is a new movie starring Bill Skarsgård. I would liken this movie to a mashup of Hunger Games and a revenge movie like Kill Bill or the movie I just recently reviewed, Monkey Man. This movie has a lot of aspects of both of those because of a young boy going through a traumatic situation and then coming back to exact his revenge once he's grown and going through that period of getting trained and learning all the martial arts and how to, be an assassin. This has all the elements of that. One other thing this has is the young boy is deaf and mute. So he can't speak, but his thoughts are transmitted in a narrator's voice from a video game that he enjoyed as a child. So that was an interesting aspect to this movie.
The day the Van Der Koys killed my family and left me deaf and mute. So I made a 3-step plan. Step 1, give myself an inner voice. I took the last one I remembered from this video game. Player 1 wins.
I also reviewed Silent Night, and that was a character who couldn't talk, and I didn't enjoy that. That was a little bit annoying after a while. But the added touch of a narrator's voice was interesting for this. There was some humor to it, and it kept you kind of interested. If you like movie reviews, ones with no spoilers, of course, and you just want to see if a movie's good, should you spend your money on it? Should you take that trip to the theater? This is the review for you. I provide barely what you'd see in the trailer, and then my opinion on if it was an enjoyable movie or not, and why. Please like and subscribe, and please leave comments. If you see this movie, let me know what you thought of it. I'd love to hear your opinion. This movie was very interesting to me for a few different reasons. First of all, the cast was pretty good. I love Bill Skarsgård. He got very ripped for this movie, and he's got those beautiful, soulful eyes. He can either be really, really creepy with those eyes, or he can show a lot of emotion, and they can be so deep and emotive. And he was great in this as this person that was trying to get revenge. This movie also had other actors. It had Famke Janssen. Can you pronounce her name, Kim? Famke Janssen. I'll stop saying Famke Janssen. It also starred Jessica Roth, Andrew Koji, Michelle Dockery. You may remember Michelle Dockery from Downton Abbey, and she was also in The Gentleman. Someone named H. John Benjamin was the narrator for Bill Skarsgård's character. Gentleman who played a shaman that raised up Bill Skarsgård's character from a boy to a man and taught him all the martial arts. His name was Yayan Ruhian, and he was fantastic. He was very believable as a shaman, and his skills of martial arts were amazing. This man, honestly, that's a reason to see this movie, is if you like martial arts. This movie was directed by Moritz Moer, and it was 1 hour and 51 minutes long, and it's rated R. And I would say this is a hard R. This movie is one of the most violent movies I've ever seen. There was a fight scene that was so disturbing that one of the audience members got up and left. Do not bring your children. And if you are an audience member who does not love a lot of gore and violence with fighting, don't go see this. You will not enjoy this. But if you like action, I saw Monkey Man recently, and that one was really violent. This way surpasses that movie. One thing I didn't like about this movie was that in the way that it reminded you of Hunger Games, it wasn't in a good way. Like, yes, it had that feel of let's get rid of some tributes, but in a low budget kind of way. So it felt like low budget Hunger Games, which that's not good. I don't know if it was the production value or just how they were going about it, but that was kind of disappointing in a way. I was like, oh, this is weird. This looks like Hunger Games, but not as good. I enjoyed Hunger Games. They maybe should have tried to steer away from that if they weren't going to do it up, or do it in a completely different way. This was very similar at times. And it did seem a little bit like Kill Bill. I mean, even the colors of the outfit. So I don't know what Moritz Moore was thinking when he did that. But Tarantino does a great job with his movies. And if you're going to do homage to him, you need to really do it up. And this was kind of, I don't know, it was a little flat on that for me. Lately, I've been complaining in my videos about movies that have terrible camera work. Challengers had a camera that was going all over the place and making you dizzy. This one was worse than that. This one had, I would describe this as if you had a police body cam on people and they were fighting, and that's the camera you're using to film this thing. The camera work was insane at times. And once again, I had to look away or to get sick in a scene because the camera work was horrible. I don't like this new thing that Hollywood is doing with this. I'm going to keep repeating this because it was in Monkey Man. It was in Challengers. Now it's in Boy Kills World. Who else is going to do this horrible, horrible moving camera? I mean, when I say moving camera, I don't mean just the movie I reviewed recently with Nicolas Cage. It had some shaky camera work, but just a little bit, like a little shaky, like the wind is blowing a little bit, you know. You noticed it, but it wasn't super annoying. But when the camera is doing this, like someone's holding it and getting punched, and when the camera work is that bad, what are they thinking? Someone had to edit this and chose that on purpose. I can't tell you how disappointing it was when that started happening. I was like, again? For me personally, I would not recommend this movie because it was too violent and it lulled at times and the shaky camera work. Also, when I compare it to Monkey Man, with Monkey Man, you could feel Dev Patel's commitment to this. He wrote it. He directed it. He starred in it. You could feel it. It was like a synergistic effect. So moving and so invested, you know, in that character. Bill Skarsgård's acting is good, but you can feel a disconnect there between him and the direction. The director did write it along with some other guys, but that disconnect, you can feel it. I think because if I hadn't seen it done so well with Monkey Man, this movie would be okay to me and I might recommend it a little bit higher. But after seeing something so well done that's similar to this one falls a little flat to me. Midwestern Movie Reviewer says you might want to wait and rent Boy Kills World. Wait to stream it or, you know, rent it from Redbox. Otherwise, you know, if you are a huge fan of Bill Skarsgård, like he's your favorite actor, then yeah, go see it in theaters to see your favorite actor. You know, he does a good job. But I'm waiting to see him in The Crow. That preview looks amazing and he brings that depth to it. And I'm just hoping that what you see in the trailer really gets brought to the full feature film. Midwestern Movie Reviewer out.